We see it as slowly emerging as a significant risk for the performance of the world economy and the well-being of people in the future. When you look at statements that CEOs make, since we are here in Davos with them, words like bringing production closer, nearshoring, friendshoring, they have jumped 10 times in their reports. So this is on the mind of businesses. And we see in reality that countries are building strategies for their growth that are more dependent on what they do domestically than on how they work internationally. And trade is trending in the wrong direction. It is trading down. And this is why we decided that it is time to carefully look at what are the costs of fragmentation. The report we present is very telling. If we manage this inevitable need of more attention to supply chains and their security, the cost can be manageable, 0.2% of global output. But if we sleepwalk into significant break of the world economy as it has been functioning, the cost can go up to 7% just from disrupting trade. And when we look at other research, you add technological fragmentation, for some countries that could be 8 to 12% of GDP. To make it visual for our viewers, that would translate, the 7% would translate in $7 trillion wiped out. The size of Germany and Japan gone. Clearly, this is not a desirable path to follow. And our attention has to be on rational economic choices that strengthen supply chains, but keep our functioning as a world economy strong.
Those business people would push back, though, and say, I seem to remember everybody telling us to make our supply chains more resilient, to shorten them, to bring manufacturing closer to home, because that would lead to less air miles, which is good for the climate.
We support that. This is why I emphasize that well-thought through security of supply chains would bring benefits, and the costs are very low, negligible. But if we go beyond that, say we decide that everything we depend on should be produced at home, that can be devastating from a cost standpoint. We know, Jeff, that over the last 30 years, we have benefited tremendously for open trade and an integrated global economy. It has tripled in size. Who benefited the most? Emerging markets, developing economies. They have quadrupled. But advanced economies also benefited. They doubled in size. We saw over 1.3 billion people lifted out of poverty to a great degree because of this integrated world economy. So if you don't like inflation, and I have this feeling that nobody likes it much, why would you want to see a world in which costs of production jump and prices go up and stay there systematically? So that we also look at something that matters to us a lot, cross-border payments and how the financial system operates. When you fragment the economy, you inevitably risk fragmenting what keeps us financially sound.